The debate is usually about I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
And to actually have a debate that works, you actually have to agree about 95% of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But the problem with debates now is but the debates we see on TV are terrible because they deliberately get people who just disagree with each other. That's not a debate. That's actually a disagreement, which is very different and not very much fun.
Right.
It's like listening to two people, go out for dinner with friends and they start having a fight amongst themselves. You don't want to be there for that. So a debate should be really a discussion about, we agree about most of this. So what do we disagree with around the edges, and we can come to some consensus about it.
Yeah, that's it. I'd always want to do it always seems really interesting to me that actually if one could get people who disagree about things and try to get them to spell out where they do agree. Because if you think about what's the function of a debate, I think it's to help people in the audience get a clearer picture of an issue and of what the people think and help them make their minds about things.
This is brilliant. Actually, I love this because I'm just thinking now, the next debate between the Republican and the Democratic candidate for president should be a discussion about what they agree about.
Yeah.
Rather than say, no, I'm right about this here. Let's say what do we agree about? Yeah. And that would be, I think, fundamentally more productive.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think it helps people, and I think it helps explain things. I think you get to know people better in that kind of way, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think there's this weird idea that people learn, that somehow the truth comes out of debate, but I don't think it's true. I don't think it's how people
No, the truth never comes out that way, but actually the truth might come out if we actually we get two people who everyone knows disagree, and let's talk about what we agree about. Because the things that they agree about probably are true.
Yeah.
So if you have Romney and Obama discussing what they agree with, maybe these things we now know are true. Let's work from that and figure out where the disagreements really are, rather than what's just make believe.
Yeah, and then they could actually talk about the disagreements as opposed to banging them up against each other for the sake of some sort of theater or something.
Because it's
to make
bad
people
theater.
Angry. It's motivational. Makes people excited to do that.
I always think that presidential debate should be actually a discussion between the candidates.
It would be nice if they actually weren't formed as a debate.
Yeah, and they're not a debate. And then people always this is the interesting thing about speaking. People say that this president's a great speaker. Well, actually, being a great speaker doesn't qualify you to be president of the United States. Yeah. Nor does being the kind of guy you want to have a beer with. It's just because I have better speakers than Obama, and I wouldn't vote for them. I wouldn't necessarily vote for them.
Yeah.
The Canadian debates are much more free form, which are more fun.
Yeah, it does seem like that whole debate format. I would like to see that be less understood as being the way to get authority.
Because it's not really a debate.
That's true.
It's not. I don't think the Oxford Debating Society gave NBC a pass on this format.